All right. So let's get to Hobbs and Shaw.
I'll give that one a 2. I fell asleep.
Wait, before we get into it, because now we are all coming in. Just some quick trivia quickly. So this one came out in 2019. It's considered to be a buddy action comedy film, directed by David Leitch. Script by Chris Morgan and Drew Pearce. It had a budget of 200 million, made 760.7 million at the box office. It stars Jason Statham and Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Vanessa Kirby, who is gonna be playing Susan Storm in the new Fantastic Four film from.
Oh, that's where
James
she
Gunn.
get. That's where. No, is it Susan Storm or is she Silver Surfer?
No, she's Sue Storm.
Oh, that's where. That's where. I was like, I've seen this woman before, but I don't know where. Oh,
So she was playing. She was playing Hattie Shaw, Deckard Shaw, and Owen Shaw's little sister, and we have Idris Elba as Brixton Law.
What is that family? Is everybody in there just super spies? Like, what is the dinner table conversation like?
I think it's a spy family, bro.
Yeah. No, it's not even, because the mom is actually a criminal. And then the kids, they became spy. So whatever the dad had in his semen and the mom had in their ovaries, those kids are super powered, bro. Like,
I'm just wondering, like, do they dodge bullets at the dinner table? It's like pass the salt, mate.
It's that bloodline. What you call it?
The way the mom
is, if this was an anime, it was gonna be fire, bro.
Oh my god! If this was an anime, they would have Keke Genkais, because like that family, like, dude, Shaw is scared of his mom, and she's like a granny dog. Like, that just tells you everything you need to know.
Which is ironically good anime, because the oldest person is always like the most powerful, Hunter x Hunter style.
Exactly.
So that's perfect anime right there.
But also, like, I guess the only person that Dom hasn't had a relationship with is the little sister, because it's basically interacted with all of them, apart from the little sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts, gents?
Oh, this one was hilarious to me. Oh, Hobbs and Shaw.
It is funny.
Where do we start? No, but I'm saying I don't think it's funny in the way that they thought it was supposed to be funny. If you understand what I'm saying.
You were laughing at them, not with them.
Like, for example, right? Like, when they are doing the whole thing, like, there's even a line where Jason Statham is like, like, I'm bringing champagne. And I was like, puns? We're doing puns? And this, when did this movie come out? 2020? Like, yeah.
2019.
Oh, 2019. I'm like, in 2019, we're doing action hero puns. Wow. Okay. Schwarzenegger would be proud.
He's bringing champagne. I don't get the pun.
No, he's bringing champagne, and then he hits somebody with a champagne bottle.
Oh, I see.
And I was like, yeah! Where's your glasses?
The 80s. Schwarzenegger 80s will always be good to me, my friend.
I think
80s jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, I remember once Schwarzenegger one, he drops a guy from a helicopter or a cliff. And then the lady asks, what happened to the guy? And he's like, I had to let
it go, yes. Yes. And there was another one where, like, it's probably the same movie where, like, he's in an airplane with this guy and he breaks the guy's neck and puts, like, a blanket over him and goes, please don't disturb my friend. He's dead tired.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I'm talking about.
But I don't know if you guys know. I don't know if you guys know this whole Netflix funny clip where it's him and Chris Hemsworth in an elevator. So he's talking about how they should do a movie together, and he's giving like Chris Hemsworth like some tips, like, yeah, how about we do like a movie where we do 1, 2, 3, and like I'm gonna say like, dude, he says all this cheesy stuff though to Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is just like, ish, yeah, man. Like you could tell it's just like, man, this doesn't work anymore in this day and age. Anyway,
but I'm saying that's Hobbs and Shaw. Like, Hobbs and Shaw, like, it's supposed to be a throwback to that, I guess. But like, the thing is this, like, this is also where you get to start seeing even more inconsistencies, because like when Hobbs, what was it, when he took an explosion in Fast and the Furious 7, right, or whatever the case was, right? He was in a hospital. I mean, yeah, he breaks out, of course, the Hulk style, where he breaks his own cast. And like, he looks at his arm like, stop being broken. And the arm is like, okay, chill. And like, I got you, boss. All right. And the arm
like, do your bones just agree with your ideas? Like,
that's called testosterone, the power of manliness.
and he takes the broken arm. And he takes the broken arm and uses a machine gun and like fires at a helicopter that also has a machine gun, by the way, at an elevated position. And that guy can't hit him at all.
For some reason. They miss this
powers.
big guy, bro. They miss a huge ass dude.
Yeah, but I'm saying no. But maybe I'm also tripping because in Fast and the Furious 8, he did redirect the rocket with his bare hand. So you know what? Maybe. But I'm saying we get here. He's like jumping out of windows, Hulk style, onto the ground. The ground gets cracked, and he stands up like, we have to go now, or whatever the case is. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, so you guys are Saiyans, Moose. Like, no, at this point,
at 5, they got superpowers.
No, I'm saying at this point, if like both Vin Diesel and The Rock and them just grew hair and the hair started turning yellow and their eyes turned green and they became Super Saiyans, no one would question it.
No, yes, it was.
But
it
seems like you have to be bold in this.
Maybe it's in reverse. Maybe they're One Punch Man. Maybe it's Saitama. Basically, when you lose your hair, you gain extra powers. I was like, in Hobbs and Shaw, right? I was like, if Hobbs and Shaw decided to do the fusion dance, no one would ask any questions. No one would ask any questions. If they just decided, we need to... I mean, technically, they do that at the end of the movie. I'm not even lying. Technically, they do that. But if they just decided... we have the haka. No, I'm not even talking about that.
When they work together.
Oh. But I'm saying, like, if they decided to go, we must combine our energies. Fusion! No one would say nothing. Because this movie, things just happen.
Yeah.
But actually...
I just wanted to say, for me, the most interesting thing I think was Idris Elba's character. That whole cyborg
Black Superman
situation. No, it was really good. He was almost unstoppable. I think also Hobbs and Shaw for me feels like it came out at the wrong time. If this film came out maybe, I don't know, if it came out a bit earlier, it's just that I'm sure it was a late concept. But if it came out earlier, it would have landed.
No, but I'm saying
it felt like a carbon copy of a lot of stuff, though.
But I'm saying also, you know how crazy this is, though? Like, can we just think about it for a second? These guys went from stealing DVD players, and now we had Hobbs and Shaw, and they're fighting a cybernetically enhanced super assassin.
Bro.
And also, when they say he's enhanced, I'm just like, I don't see the difference. All of you are black Supermen.
You're the same. What's the problem?
Or Supermen of some kind.
Yeah, but he does kick both their asses individually.
No, but I think that's like, doesn't The Rock like take down a helicopter with a chain in one hand?
Well, yes, yes. I think the idea is, I think the way you're looking at it is fine, but I think, in my opinion, is, well, first of all, you guys heard the rumor about this movie. First of all, that
that
it was the height of the beef between The Rock and
That's why Tyrese didn't want to do any spin-off film with anybody at the time.
Well, but also yes, exactly. So basically, this is the equivalent to the 50 Cent versus Kanye West fight. Do you remember that, guys?
Yeah.
Where 50 Cent and Kanye West basically were like, we can do a better album. So then, if I remember, what did Kanye 50 Cent did not Get Rich or Die Trying, but
no, he did
what is it called again?
Is it the Massacre? Wait, was it?
I think it's a Massacre. The one with his face in the front with the fire.
Curtis.
That's Curtis, yes. That's the one he did. And then Kanye did like wasn't College Dropout.
I think it was Graduation.
I think it was Graduation as well, which of course won.
Oh, okay, Kanye won.
Yeah.
yeah. But in this one, I'm going to actually say something. I'm going to argue and say, unfortunately, for The Rock, it was what? Fast 7 or Fast 8? Which one was it? It was Hobbs vs.
The last one that he was in.
No, the one that this one was comparing to, was it Fast 7, right?
It was Fast 7. No, it was Fast 8. It was Fast 8.
Okay, because if it's Fast 7...
No, it can't be Fast 8.
No, I think it's Fast 7.
It's Fast, is it Fast 7? This came after Fast 7.
It couldn't have come after Fast 7, because remember, they only, like, the beef started reaching its height and maximums Because 8 they're still on screen together. Yeah, it's Fast 9. It has to be Fast 9 because I'm saying Fast 8 they were still on screen together.
100%. It was
You're looking
Fast
at the
9.
years. Okay,
I promise you.
All right, in that case, then I would make the then in that case I would actually make the argument that if you compare the two, right, I actually think Hobbs vs. Shaw won against Fast 9. To me, that was the graduation, and Fast 9 was, was Curtis. I feel like because even though this movie, I think Bucks is right. There's a lot of stuff that's silly in this stuff, but I will argue there's an actual storyline in this one. There's themes, and then there's an actual progression. Because the theme in this one isn't just family, because I feel like that's gotten diluted over all these movies. In this one, it's 2 is better than 1. Because remember, when they're fighting individually, they lose, and when they fight together, they win. It's a key principle of the movie.
But there is still a family element, even in both of these characters' lives,
but it's a whole. I'm saying at the same time also, like, even though I get the whole, it's supposed to be 2-on-1, they do fight him 2-on-1 at some stage, and they still lost. And then they decided we need to 2-on-1 differently.
With our family, with our family members.
It's togetherness. It was an element of togetherness. Remember, the family members were just to like the thingamajiggy. And again, does it copy everything? Yes. When The Rock holds the chain, it's a 1-for-1 copy of Captain America Civil War.
No, and I'm just like,
Civil War.
I'm saying Captain America was just like, yeah, that guy's cheating. What serum did he get? Erskine.
Yeah. And there is no serum, exactly. But it still maintains to those core themes and principles throughout the beginning to end, whereas from I would say Fast 8 to Fast 10 you wouldn't know what the principles are of Fast and the Furious anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I just want to say something, Rob, based on what you were saying. So Hobbs and Shaw, as I've mentioned earlier, it made 760.7 million at the box office. Fast 9 made 726.2 million at the box office.
Wow.
Jesus.
But there's more.
What was the budget for Fast 9?
Between 200 and 225.
So almost the same budget.
So about the same. And what's so funny is,
you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when The Dark Knight Rises came out and then Avengers came out the same year, 2012. The Dark Knight made $1 billion something at the box office. Avengers also made $1 billion something at the box office. But the difference is, with The Dark Knight, the main hero was just Batman.
Yeah.
With the Avengers, you had like 6-7 big characters, just like here. In Fast 9,
own movie. Yeah.
You have a lot of characters, but in Hobbs and Shaw, you have like.
You want to know why?
You have like three main characters, but the movie is making almost the same amount.
Yeah,
as
but
the
also,
other film. So you're right.
But yeah, don't forget. I think The Rock also, if you pay attention to the movie, you can see The Rock threw the kitchen sink at this movie. Like he threw everything he could. He phoned Ryan Reynolds. You know what I mean? He got Kevin Hart in.
Yeah.
He got his whole family to come in and then do a haka for no reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's also something I want to mention, which is something I was like, wow, Vin Diesel, how petty can you be? Before Roman Reigns joined in Hobbs and Shaw, The Rock wanted Jason Momoa to be his brother in the movie. You guys know this?
No.
He wanted Jason Momoa to be his brother in the movie, and then Roman Reigns joined because Jason Momoa, I think he was busy with Aquaman or something. And then he was like, okay, it's fine. I'll make him my brother in the later movies. And then guess what? Fast X happened.
Hey.
How
but then
is
ego.
that?
No, but I'm like, dog, you guys are these grown-ass men in tank tops and you're fighting like kids in high school. Like,
grown men in tank tops.
But I guess that would have been cool to see him as The Rock's brother. But I guess maybe...
No, but I'm just saying, like, this
it
whole
makes
franchise.
more sense than John Cena as his brother.
Hey, Munna.
Hey, dog.
Yo, I can't wait to talk about Fast 9, guys. Yo,
Dog,
Fast
that's fine.
9...
They'll add Cody Rhodes as his brother this time.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about Fast 9, guys. Woo, Fast 9 and Fast 10. No, I'll say that. Look, Hobbs and Shaw, it does have like some like fun and kitsch to it. Like there is, because you're dealing with two characters that are bantering back and forth. There is at least that, because we get to the other movies, some of these characters are barely interacting. At some point, it's just like people running around on their own separate missions or whatever. But I'm just saying, I think also they get too silly. I think like there's just it gets too much for me personally. Like for example, they'll have a whole scene, right, where they're in a room, and I know that it's an action movie, and I get that it's Fast and Furious, but like these guys were getting electrocuted for like 2 hours or whatever the case was, right? Because they were captured by what's Idris Elba's character's name in this thing again? Lucas Black.
Yeah. Well,
No, that's not Lucas Black. Lucas Black
Bacon?
is the main character of Tokyo Drift.
Brixton. There we go. Brixton.
Yeah. Brixton Law.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shows you how much I remember Brixton. Anyway, but I'm saying, like, what's this? They get captured by Brixton. They're getting tortured by Brixton or whatever the case is. And then after that, they break out of the torture trap and they just whoop everybody ass like they were not tortured. And I'm just like, so you guys have healing factors because they electrocuted you.
Yeah.
And they don't even pretend like, oh man, I'm a little tired or something.
Nothing.
Exactly.
I mean, to be honest,
punching like they
I'm surprised you guys are mad at that.
To be honest, the acting chops between Jason Statham and The Rock, I mean, who has better acting chops between the two? Who's really a great actor there? Who has range?
No.
If you mean in the movie, it's the same.
Maybe
in general,
but like, yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is they're not the best actors in the world. Like both of them are just one note action film stars. So
exactly,
a torture scene doesn't work for these guys. They don't have that emotional weight. Like you don't feel sorry for these guys. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I'm saying my thing was is just like they keep saying Brixton is a superhuman, and I'm just like, I don't see the difference between him and The Rock and Jason Statham. Like when they say he's enhanced, I'm like, dog, you should have just done it naturally. You guys. They just did it.
But that's the thing, though. It's like the 80s. It's like you said, it's an 80s homage. Because you have to remember something. Arnold Schwarzenegger would be like, oh my god, Arnold Schwarzenegger is. There's a movie called Commando, which actually has some of these one-liners that we talked about earlier, where he has to go up against. Right? His daughter gets kidnapped. Yes. And then he has to. He basically, it's the OG Bad Boys 2 scene, where he goes into this house compound and then murders half of South America. You know what I mean? Like every brown person you can find, just absolutely annihilates them, only for a final battle to be up against some unfit guy. And you're like, oh, I wonder who will win this one. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
But I think Commando.
But at least Schwarzenegger bled. You know, he got shot in the stomach, nyana. You know, he was bleeding, nyana. At least
Rob, at some point, right? At some point, Jason Statham in Hobbs and Shaw. At some point, Jason Statham in Hobbs and Shaw, he drives through a window and you can see that the glass is bouncing off of his skin. Like they're not even trying anymore. Like at this point, he's bulletproof. Like the glass, like he's going through the window, right? And if you pause the frame, you can just see bits of glass are bouncing off of his head.
What the hell, bro?
And he's shooting somebody while the car is sideways. And I'm like, oh, I get that windows are not effective here, but you have to show me that the glass is now pinging off of this guy's skin like he's Superman. And then they go, Brixton, I'm Black Superman. Everybody is Superman here.
Okay, there's just two things I want to say. The first is, you remember Schwarzenegger was competing with Stallone at the time. Commando for me just feels like a Rambo thing. But anyway, the second thing that I want to say is I think what happens, and I saw this with Iron Man 3. So the animatic of Iron Man 3, when Tony's house was being blown up by Killian's men. You remember with the helicopter when
that was
the animatic shows some of the glass from that explosion going to him while that Iron Man suit was he was putting on the suit, because the bits and pieces were coming to him. So as he was wearing that, the glass would get into his skin, and then the suit would pierce would sort of like how can I put it? Push the glass in. That's the animatic, right? But so what I'm thinking is probably in the animatic or the storyboard of Hobbs and Shaw, that probably the glass was probably piercing the guy's skin, but the director probably rejected that idea. Just like in Iron Man 3, you don't see the scene I'm talking about with the glass. You just see him putting on the armor, because he was you remember as the
but I'm saying here's the thing though, like with the Iron Man armor, I can believe that, because I'm just like, this thing is like supposed to be moving at Mach 12, like he's probably coordinated it with his skin. We got a whole scene in the beginning where he's been testing this thing to get the armor on him. So there's a setup and when he's in danger and it's flying towards him in bits and pieces, there's a payoff that it would be faster or than whatever glass is flying at him or whatever the case is, because it's Tony Stark technology. Like, and also we've had a bunch of other Avengers movies to tell us that this Tony Stark technology is great. And there's been nothing in the Fast and the Furious franchise that, like, I'm saying, we get to, like, Fast and Furious 7, the Shaw was bleeding when Vin Diesel was punching him or whatever the case is. Like, he was taking an ass whooping, like, things were going down. We get here now, glass is just pinging off of his face. And I'm just like, I don't believe you guys are in, not that I'm supposed to believe that you guys are in any danger, but I'm just saying, you're not different from Brixton. Like, Brixton apparently, like, he thought he cheated and got the cheat code. I'm like, dog, you late. Like, everybody's been Superman.
No,
dog, I feel like you're expecting Shakespeare. The rest, I'm expecting wrestling.
I'm expecting Shakespeare. I'm expecting the movie I'm expecting the movie to be consistent, because all I'm saying is like, if you tell me that Brixton is a superhuman in the Fast and Furious franchise, I'm like, no, not even show me. I'm like, dog, it's so late for that concept. They've been superhuman since Fast 5. Like
no, but also there's a way to do it. You know, like when you're watching like maybe a Justice League film. I'm not talking about Zack Snyder stuff. I'm just talking about like the cartoons or whatever. Where you see Darkseid coming in and facing these guys, you're like, okay, I know you guys are strong, but this dude, you know what I mean?
Maybe so if they did like Legend of Broly style, where he's like waxing them for 80% of the movie, and then somehow they have to pull together a win. That would maybe say, okay.
Yes. But he never loses a fight. I mean, Brixton never loses until the final fight, though, which is kind of the theme they're going for.
I agree, but going back to what the Buckmaster is saying, it should have been a situation where their intelligence was what really helped them at the end, just like it did at the end. Like this entire time, it should have just been like one-on-one. You cannot defeat this guy. It's impossible.
Yeah, I get that the movie says that. Like, I see what Rob is saying. What I'm saying, though, is that we get to the end of this. All they do is just punch harder together and they win. Like, that's all they did. Right. And I'm saying the movie kept showing me that The Rock and Jason Statham are superhuman. So my mind couldn't put together why they couldn't beat Brixton one-on-one even. Because I saw him take down a helicopter with a chain. I saw him drive a car where he chokeslammed a dude into a wall. Mind you, he chokeslammed this dude into a wall with just his bare arm. He jumps out the window, crashes into the ground. He's fine. Nothing is happening to him. They got electrocuted. They fought 50 guys and beat all 50 of them. No problem. Not a drop of blood. Not a drop of anything. Like, I'm saying, when you say to me that Brixton is superhuman, I'm just like, dog, what's the, like, power scaling? If we're in the land of anime, power scale, chief.
And why is it that Dom can defeat both of these guys, but these guys are defeating Brixton? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Make it make sense. But okay, my only issue that I had with this, and it's a very, maybe I guess I'm pedantic or whatever, but the mom is talking about the children, and I think in the flashback you only see Deckard and the sister. I'm like, where's Owen? Why are you guys making it seem like Owen doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I admit they abused Owen. I'm on your side. That one I agree.
But I'm saying this whole franchise does that with family members all the time. Like, we were about to get to one where it's like, this one came out your guys' ass. Nobody was thinking about.
Like, also, I'm thinking like, wait, does it? Because at a point I started thinking maybe Luke Evans has beef with Vin Diesel or something. Yeah. It just seems like he was not
asking
interested.
For too much money. Yeah, it's either that or he's asking for too much money, because it doesn't make sense that you're gonna call Luke Evans the ugly stepchild. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, but he came back anyway. Remember?
Yeah, for like a cameo for like 2 seconds or something.
Like,
yeah. I'm saying
to save the baby, if I remember. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm saying, like, look, with Hobbs and Shaw, I think it's in this set of movies, it's like on par, and it's just like. But it's just that it does things where it's just like, dog, I know that this is supposed to be a suspension of disbelief, but like, you're not even trying. Like, you're not even like, just one cut, just one something.
I'm with you on this one. So what did you guys think about Idris Elba as a villain before we go to our ratings?
He was fine, but like, I wasn't, he's the most memorable villain for me, but I didn't even remember his name, and I didn't even know what his plan was. And then also when they started bringing in the AI, and they were like, "Oh, you are being built and engineered to take over the world in the future, and you're gonna be the greatest." And then like when they punch him and he falls into like, first off, I was like, he's not dead. You can't tell me that Brixton is gone. Nope. This franchise has been killing people, and people just keep coming back. Like Letty,
impossible deaths.
no, like Letty's death, right? It made no sense that guy did not shoot her. Like Mother's Milk did not shoot Letty, and I don't know why.
Yeah, it was very contrived. I agree with that.
And then also an explosion made her lose her memory. I was like, what?
By the way, I think I realized that we did make a mistake. That's why we're a bit confused. Hobbs and Shaw came out after Fast 8.
Yeah, that's what I
After,
said.
oh, my ordering is wrong. Oh, okay.
But it's
See,
fine.
now it makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, point being, for me, this one was like a 6. Like I got some enjoyment out of it, but like, it was just like that anime thing in my head. Like if you're gonna power scale, because
Make it make sense.
And then also like when they did the Haka thing, I know they hacked the guns, but I'm just like,
Yes.
Brixton, you don't have any backup guns or anything. Like you don't have any guns on that big ass helicopter. Like you just got. And also, it's just like none of your personnel are trained in combat because none of these guys are fighting you. They're just tackling you to the ground like it's NFL or something. Like, I don't understand why you guys are supposed to be like high mercenary ninja and they're playing rugby most. Basically, they're sharpening you car rugby and you're supposed to be high trained martial artists and combat experts.
But to be honest, for me, apart from Owen Shaw, I would probably say Brixton is probably way up there in terms of villains. Because
I actually think you're right. I think
some of the villains in Fast and Furious, no.
I guess.
Yeah, I think he definitely trumps Mother's Milk. I think he trumps Braga. I think he definitely trumps whoever the what's his face, Fast and Furious 2. No question, no doubt.
Yeah.
I feel like it's exactly. So I think he's ironically top 3.
Top three for me, it's Owen, it's this guy, Brixton. As I've said, no, Owen for me is number 1, bro.
I can understand why Owen's a good villain because he actually uses his brain in a way.
That guy was on par with Dom, if you remember. He was on par with Dom.
Fast and the Furious X is one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen, but in terms of villainy, I do think Jason Momoa is like number 1.
Nah. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. To me, it feels like he's cheating. But I understand what you're saying. He's very iconic.
He was a cheap knockoff of Thanos, and it didn't even land for me.
Oh, not Thanos.
He's more the Joker than Thanos.
He was Joker.
No, he was Joker, but they treated him like Thanos. Like, guys, Fast 10 is Avengers Infinity War. I've said this 1,000. I've said this 1,000 times.
Okay, we'll get to it.
I agree to that. Yes.
But anyway,
for me, this one is a 6. Zuko, we've been talking forever. You want to give your thoughts on this movie?
Dog, I don't even remember what I was gonna say about this movie now. So we need to new for me personally, I liked the throwback to the buddy action, the enemies to friends thing. But it just felt a little long. And as Buck said, there was just too much suspension of disbelief. Like, I understand who's ringy and you are the main man, but come on, a little katnyana, you just got off an explosion, you just jumped out of a car, at least go like you know. So it just felt like they weren't human anymore. They were just these awesome guys who did awesome things. I enjoyed it in the beginning, and then by the time it got to Hawaii with his family, I was tired. It just felt long. It felt like too many things were happening instead of. I think if they'd made it a tight 1 hour 30, maybe 1 hour 40 movie, I would have enjoyed it. I think it would have been an 8 for me because it would have been tight. It would have been tight. It would have been tight. And it wouldn't have given me a lot of time to overthink things.
That's true. Like it overstays its welcome.
Yeah, like third act is too long unnecessarily.
Yeah, and then also the other thing is, right, why was the relationship between Hobbs and the sister so awkward? Like it's like they didn't take time to try and develop that at all. Like that's another thing that I with these movies that kind of annoy me. And it's just like I get you want to be big action or whatever, and like suspension of disbelief is fine, but you at least have to develop these relationships. Then if we're supposed to buy into them, like if I care about the characters,
there was no
like,
chemistry according
yeah,
to you.
no, not really. Because dog, even the kiss scene was awkward. Like if you look at it, like bro, it was like The Rock did not want to kiss this woman, and this woman did not want to kiss The Rock. It was just because the scriptwriter put it in the script. They had to do it now. Because The Rock doesn't even try to rizz her up that much, or whatever the case is. And like and the thing is, like Hobbs is supposed to be so petty towards Shaw that you'd think there'd just be a scene where he's just hitting on her in front of Hobbs to make Hobbs mad so that they can fight.
I mean, the airplane scene kind of does that, but it's more between the Hobbs and Shaw.
That's the thing. She's not in the like she's not in the scene, and it's like it should be passive aggressive because that would be way more funnier. Like if he was just talking to her and he's like, "Hey, there's this thing next weekend. You want to go check it out?" Oh yeah, no little brothers allowed or whatever the case is or something, or no little men allowed or whatever. And then you could say like Shaw would be like, "Dude, get the fuck away from my sister, mate.
Get the hell away from my sister."
And then and then
that was good actually.
Oh, hey. That's my first time trying a Jason Statham. My point being is that I just think like the situations, while they were fun in concept, the execution was.
I hear you.
Cool.
It was lacking.
Rob?
Oh, you're going to me? Okay. Well, I actually enjoyed myself with this movie. I think I actually do agree with Zuko. It is a bit long in the tooth, definitely. I think they probably could have removed that whole New Zealand angle, probably come with a lot fitter of a movie. But ironically, I think it probably needs that because it needs a little bit of heart towards the story. Because at some point, because the relationship, like you said, is limited, so it needs heart. So ironically, if you maybe sacrifice the relationship with the guy and the girl and you leave the New Zealand scene, you could probably end up with a tighter, more emotional film. I think you guys are both right with that. But I think it knows who its audience is, and I think it knows how to make them happy. They're the people that when The Rock, when Wesley Snipes and Jean-Claude Van Damme make a movie, these are the first people to show up. These are the Friday action night crowd. And I feel like its job is to make them happy, and I feel like it does. So I'm going to give it an 8.
All right. Zuko, what are you giving it?
6.
Tonight on E, we have Hobbs and Shaw. It sounds like an ETV movie when you said it like that.
They were supposed to die.
So Buck gave it a 6. You're giving it an 8. Zuko gave it a 6 as well.
No, what are you giving it, bro?
Okay. Oof. I have a question for you guys, but yeah, I'll always also give my rating. For me, it's also an 8. I think we mentioned everything. For me, it feels like a bit like Bad Boys 2 in a way because the main character's sister is eventually dating the other main character. And there's a whole thing.
But like the thing is with Bad Boys, right? The chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, it's just here.
Top tier.
Like that movie is ridiculous. They also do things that are crazy. Not as crazy as Fast and the Furious. Like those guys are still human or whatever. Like they get shot or things go on or whatever. Like, I mean, of course, there is a scene where Will Smith is just standing in one point in the room and killing everybody. But like, it's not.
Yeah, no, Mike Larry was very trigger happy in that movie.
But I'm saying it's not
for
like
no reason.
But I'm saying like
everybody
but they get
wanna
shot,
be
right?
like Mike.
But I'm
saying,
when they get shot, you can see that okay, that man is shot. But yeah, we come here, their chemistry is not on the level of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. Like it's just
100%.
But okay, IMDb gave it a 6.5. So I'm the closest. I'm the closest to IMDb.
Just the general population,
Just a quick question for you guys. Actually, I have 2 questions. One, if they make a sequel, would you guys go watch it at the cinema or would you wait for Netflix?
It depends.
Not for these prices.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Things are expensive, right? That's not a joke. But if it was a special, like Sir Kineko kind of special, I think I would actually, because I think it's a theater type movie. Like it's made to be watched on the big screen. Like I think you're cheating yourself.
Definitely.
It does feel like those.
This entire franchise actually is better off at the theater.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you watch it at home, you just kind of think more about the stupid.
Yeah.
You just pause it and watch the rest the next day.
Yeah. Because I can imagine that scene where like Idris Elba's like low key dodging bullets on a big screen with surround sound probably was amazing. Yeah, so I could imagine, and I hope they'd have to bring Idris Elba back. I think that's what would make me watch it on the big screen. Like, it turns out he's not dead.
You need a black Superman, mate. You need a black Superman. Like this guy is, he'll take it. But another thing that I think is kind of crazy about these movies, right, is that they keep adding people.
Yeah, I mean, look, Idris Elba's character is way better than Cypher. Whatever Charlize Theron is trying to do in this franchise is not working. So he's way better than her.
Really?
And the character.
What? Okay, but can I just say this? I agree. I agree that Cypher is not great, but Charlize is doing a good job as a bad actor, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The character sucks. I mean, Charlize is Charlize.
Yes.
But the character,
the character is